Hey, good morning, Motivational Drive-By. Coco here. How you doing? Let's see, just did Victor Hugo. Gee. Kahlil Gibran? Could be. Don't know. Okay, that's interesting. It's very humid, and my windows are steaming up. Anyway, the quote is, "Life without love is like a tree without blossoms or fruit." That's a nice one. Make sure my microphone's on. Okay. Life without love is like a tree without blossoms or fruit. Okay. So the gist of what they're saying here, or what he's saying here, or she is saying here, is that a life without love is missing something. Duh. I totally agree. Brings to the first thing that came to my mind when I read that was the old quote: "It is better to live in love than to never love." It is better to love and love and lose, than never to love at all. I got that wrong. But the gist is it's better to love and lose the love than to never love at all. I think you're definitely missing out in life if you don't have love. Especially self-love. Uh-oh. Especially self-love. That's really important. You have to, and I keep saying, it's like a broken record, which is funny, the concept, because most kids, my kids really, when they were little, had phonograph records. They just barely remember, and they're 20 and 18. So if you have like a 10-year-old kid, they've probably never even seen a record that could be broken. So then what do we do with that analogy? A broken record. I have to find another one. Anyway, you have to love yourself to be able to love. Critical. And you have to love unconditionally. Now, here's the trick that most people don't get. People who are hurt in love. I think people who get hurt in love, it's because they're selfish. I think it's because they have these expectations of reciprocation. They give love conditionally. I'll give you 5 pounds of love, but I'm expecting 5 or 6 pounds of love back. And I think that's the flaw, and that's why I think people get hurt in relationships, because they silently or quite openly have unrealistic expectations, which is kind of tragic. I mean, you can't be emotionless, but once again, you also have to realize that it doesn't take a second person to be in love. So it's kind of this wildly woven kind of deal where you've got to love yourself to be able to love others, but you also have to recognize that the love you feel for others is within you and really doesn't have a lot to do with the other person. But like one quote I had the other day, it's nice. It's nice when somebody tells you back. When you tell somebody you love them, that's one thing. But when they say it back, that makes it all the better. Definitely. And yesterday I was talking about the fact that there's people out there who are takers, and they will take and take and take and take and take, and they never give back. And you've got to be careful in that regard, because at some point you could get hurt. I mean, if you keep giving and people keep taking, there's disappointment. I mean, granted, you've got to give freely, but if you're getting nothing back, there's positively going to be disappointment, and at some point it becomes destructive. So I think that may be part of what he's talking about. Life without love is like a tree without blossoms and fruit. Or it's like a sundae without the cherry on the top. Or, it's like the cappuccino without the foamed milk. I mean, it's just not the same. It's not complete. It's not. So as I have been saying every day, get out there and love somebody, damn it. You can do it. Take a chance. Risk getting hurt. Because once again, if you realize that you're in control because it's a choice you're making, then at that point you also have to recognize that you can't get hurt if you give freely. If somebody is expecting you, if somebody is demanding you, then once again that's not a giving relationship, that's a transaction. If somebody is guilting, guilt, that's a whole nother issue, but if somebody's guilting you into loving them, or if somebody's in love with the idea of you, or you're in love with somebody because of the idea of them, not because you love them, but because of the idea of them. Oh, you guys are a cute couple or some silly thing like that. I mean, there's all kinds of aspects of things that, are that fruitless, flowerless situation. So ponder that. Work toward that better, best relationship thing. I think it's super important. Okay? As always, have the most spectacular day of your life. And love somebody. Damn it. All right. Bye-bye.